And as Mayor Pro Tem, I will be conducting the meeting. First item on the agenda is roll call. Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Jimmy Clanton.
Here.
Councilmember Rob Turner.
Here.
Councilmember Jasmine Cobble. Here. Councilmember George Turner.
Here.
Mayor Jason Leary. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is invocation. To offer us our invocation will be one who calls himself Pastor Benny. Pastor Benny is minister of Overcomers Christian Fellowship Church at 7373 Covington Highway, Stonecrest, Georgia. Pastor Benny.
Thank you so much for having me. Right. By the way, thank you. Great. Wonderful. City. You know that every city you have city. Pray that I am yes, right in the city. City will some of mayor how the council men win. Pray tonight. Sit liberate over this issue. Pray that the wisdom of God that in knowledge, wisdom, think, move forward, the release upon every thank you, glory,
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice.
Next on the agenda is awards and honors. Mr. City Manager, you have anything on the list of awards?
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Next, council, is the agenda. You had a chance to review the agenda? Ready for any additions, corrections, additions?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Councilman?
Sir, I move that we adopt the agenda as is, or as written.
Second. Motion. Been properly moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda as is. Ready for the question?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposers? Same sign. Unanimous. Minutes from the October 28th, 2019 City Council meeting is attached and should have been sent to you. I take it you've had time to review it. Need a couple of more seconds to check your notes.
I did notice one mistake on the minutes. I put that Councilmember Jasmine Cobble was absent and she was present. So I've already amended it on my side, but I wanted to make sure that it's noted in the minutes.
So noted and so made a part of the records. Any other corrections? No other corrections or comments? You ready for action?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion that we accept the City Council meeting minutes from October 28, 2019, with the correction of Ms. Councilwoman Jasmine Cobble being present.
Second.
Been probably moved in second that we accept the minutes with the one correction. Are you all ready for action?
Yes.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Unanimous. Presentations. Any presentations? No presentations? I know we had several on yesterday about the Veterans Day. Let's not forget. Now we come to the hour of public comments. Are there any special rules you want to read for public comments, or do you have anyone?
I have one public comment. Dr. Barbara Hall.
Dr. Barbara Hall?
Good evening. Barbara Hall, City of Stonecrest, District 5. I just want to have two items that I would like to address. The first one is a challenge to the council, and the second one is a request. The challenge. Representing New Birth is hosting a first scholarship golf tournament Saturday, November 23rd at Stone Mountain Park Golf Club. The time is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Shotgun starts at 8:45. All funds will be towards scholarships for the 2020 graduates in our Stonecrest community. $100 individual, $400 team, hoping that City of Stonecrest will have a team together as a Stonecrest government. Sponsorships are also available, ranging from $250 to $3,000. Student golf teams from the local high schools in South DeKalb have also been invited to participate at no cost to give our students this exposure. We are still awaiting responses from them. You can register at newbirth.org under the events section, or Elder Dr. Wanda Gillard can come to the office, or I can come and pick up the check. Registration deadline is November 18th. Okay. Also have some flyers for that. The other thing is a request. And the request is, we know that the holiday season is the most joyful time of the year for most of us. But to some families, it is not. It may be a sad time because of loss of loved ones. We, the New Birth Prayer Ministry, will be having a community prayer vigil for citizens of Stonecrest on December 20th at 7 p.m. The vigil is a night of intercession for the community where we will intercede for losses, illness, loved ones affected by gun violence, and other numerous ways people are affected during the holidays. Part of it will be a candlelight where participants can hold a battery-operated candle in memory of their lost loved ones. We also plan to go door to door around New Birth to get people involved. The request is that the members of the city council and the city to support those families that are hurting by showing concern for our citizens, and as each of you speak with the citizens as you talk to them in your meetings in your districts, let them know that the prayer vigil is for them and their families. Thank you for your consideration in these matters.
Thank you. That's it?
I have no other public comment cards.
Thank you very much.
It's December.
Next item is,
So what time is it?
oh,
2. And I asked Dr. Hall. What time is the prayer
you
vigil?
wanted clarity on
7 o'clock.
7?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's December 20th at 7 p.m.
7. And the location for the golf tournament?
Stone
Mountain. Okay.
Golf Club. 8 to 1.
Coming soon.
Okay, thank you.
You done? Thank you. Thank you very much. Appointments. City manager.
No, sir, we don't have anything.
And come now, public hearing. That one item that was on the public hearing that was sent out on the first agenda had to be removed, and please explain why for those who may have come for it.
It was advertised for November 25th, so that's what day we have to hear it, is November 25th.
So for those of you who are here for the public hearing, it will be on November 25th. Please come back. All right? New business. First item for new business is the IGA for e-host.
And I think you guys wanted to defer that.
I wanted it presented as a heading so we could defer it. So will you present the heading? What is it about?
It's the IGA between City of Stonecrest and DeKalb County relative to the disbursement of the final e-host funds.
Council, item A was discussed in the work session, and it was suggested that we defer it. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I'm going to offer a motion that we defer item 12A, IGA e-hosts, until November 25th meeting, I believe.
Been properly moved that we defer item 12A, IGA e-host, until the November 25th meeting. Is that a second? Oh, that was a second. What is your, you ready to vote?
Sir?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Unanimous. Next item on the agenda, 12B, resolution for the Georgia DNR grant for Parks and Recreation. Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer.
Good evening, Sean DePalma, Parks and Recreation Director. This is a grant to bring a project to fruition at Everett Park, and it is to do three different things. One, put a kayak launch, which can be used as a takeout or a put-in at the facility. In addition to that, revamping and modernizing the parking lot there to a natural porous parking lot, removing some of the remnants of a asphalt parking lot, and then in addition to that, adding proper signage to the facility. Everett Park, I know it was asked in the work session, is actually almost 44 acres, and then the adjacent property that we do own is Chestnut Lakes, and that's about 27 acres. So combined, we're at that 73, 74 acre range. The grant, if allotted to us, would be for a projected amount of about 120,000. The city in the resolution and in the grant process would have to commit to 20%, which would be roughly projected amount of 30,000. In addition to that, for the budget proposal within the department's budget for fiscal year 2020, there is a capital improvement item that's noted as that 20% of the $30,000 for the grant.
And the grant has to be applied for every year, am I correct?
The grant has to be applied for each year for every project that we're looking to put forth, and it's for the Department of Natural Resources within their trails, because this would be part of both the trail that starts off at Everett Park and also a portion of what we're deeming as a water trail because of the South River.
Any other questions?
Is there a cost to maintain that?
The kayak launch, that is a piece of apparatus that would go in, and most likely the apparatus is going to be of aluminum and more sustainable material. But yes, it would be part of a maintenance program that we would tie into that facility going forward. So to probably answer that, initially there wouldn't be a maintenance cost, but over the duration of the lifespan of that apparatus, there would be some cost to it. I project it to be somewhat minimum and within a regular preventive maintenance criteria or realm.
You have to have the matching funds of 30,000. You have to prove or produce that prior to being awarded the.
Well, we have to just, for the grant application, it's in 2 phases. The first phase is this month to supply the general information. And then the second phase, I believe, comes in April to finalize all the other more stringent requirements, which are not that stringent, but in this process, they're deemed that way. So what it would be now is just resolution saying that for the amount that we're applying for, that we would be prepared to provide that 20%. And I'm giving you the actual numbers that are not in the resolution because we're going to apply for it, but the application that we're applying for is $120,000 project with 30% being projected at 20% being projected at $30,000.
When you did your budget projections, was that based on the park millage coming in?
The projection of the cost of the project.
Just your budget in general.
So let
can
me
you fund that
let me
30,000?
sidestep from this grant topic, but you're saying the operation budget, capital budget for the department itself.
Right. So I'm just asking you that to say, can you fund that 30,000 if the millage does not come over? Can you still afford that 30,000?
That's going to be decided if the budget of the department's overall budget, including its capital proposals, are going to be allocated and approved by yourself and the council. So if so, that is noted in our our budget submission, and it is noted there. So.
Okay. So let's say something happens and we cannot fund all of what you've asked for, including this 30,000. Obviously, how does that affect?
Then we would have to withdraw the grant. Yes, ma'am.
When is the second phase of the grant?
It starts in April, and then at that point, it's more of just fine tuning the logistics of shovel ready, which we own the facility first and foremost, and then we also have all the renderings and drawings for this, and then we have a cost analysis already that's been prepared by an engineering firm tied into it. So that's where that shovel ready, we're already prepared for that second phase with the material and the research that we have prepared.
Right. I want to make sure that we understand that, should we approve this, it's already built into his budget projection. So should we not fund his budget projection in its entirety, it could affect 20% for this grant.
So that's fine as long as he's able to withdraw
Yeah, it's just a lot of
application.
work.
So yeah, well, the work is okay. Cost is. I'm just saying.
But that does not say that in the middle of the budget process, if something wasn't funded, and we needed to then shift or maneuver in the budget work session to fund this particular project, that we wouldn't be able to do that. I mean,
Sure. It's just something we need to keep in mind as we're going through our budget.
correct. For all capital projects, including this one. Yes. Correct. Yes.
Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, sir.
For clarity, you're asking us to approve application for the grant and the funding that goes along with it, which will be the match of $30,000.
I'm asking you to approve the ability to fund it if we get approved for the grant. Yes, sir.
Okay. Council, it is your pleasure.
So to reduce this to a motion, I guess I would say, offer a motion that we approve the 20% ability to fund.
Excuse me, sir. All you got to do is move to adopt the resolution as presented. And it outlines all those requirements, the funds and the 20% and all that. I mean, you can spell it out in whatever level of detail you want to, but since it's a resolution, I mean, it's all spelled out in there.
No problem. We'll take the easiest route. So, as you say, I move to approve the resolution as offered. Resolution of the City of Stonecrest, Georgia, to support the City of Stonecrest Department of Parks and Recreation in submitting an application for funding from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources Recreation Trails Program.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Are you ready to vote?
Yes.
Wait, sorry, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me understand, sorry, never mind, I read that wrong. Okay. My apologies.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. It's unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You might as well stay there. Next item on the agenda
Yes, sir.
is 12C. It still says MOU. This is an MOA, I understand?
Correct.
MOA for youth basketball, youth sports at Browns Mill Recreation Center.
Correct. The legal utensil is worded, labeled correctly, which is memorandum of agreement. I believe just the agenda might have the wrong lettering there, sir.
You're correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
Proceed.
And the legal utensil was vetted by a city attorney, and it is for us to go into an agreement with the South DeKalb YMCA to provide youth athletic services, specifically youth basketball for this basketball season, ages 4 to 15. They will play the majority of the games, and practice all practices out of the Browns Mill Recreation Center. The projected cost is, I believe, $110 per participant. They will get a uniform. They will have practices, 10-game season. In addition to that, they will receive 2 Atlanta Hawk tickets, and of course the refereeing and so forth. The cost of the league is intertwined with that cost as well.
Council?
Is there any discount provided to those who participate in the after-school program?
Currently, no, ma'am. This right now is going along with their standard rate for non-members across the board. In fact, they actually don't have a varying rate for this league, so that's why we went with that. In the future, what we're planning to do with other programs that we'll participate in is we're going to identify and have the after-school program participants identified as YMCA members, and if they're a club member, then they're going to be a different type of rate for these activities. Currently, we're not in that status.
Since there's no monetary exchange between the two parties, just out of curiosity, what was the advantage for us to have the basketball program with South DeKalb at Browns Mill versus sending those who are interested to South DeKalb YMCA to their already existing basketball program?
2 reasons. 1, so that we can actually utilize our building with an activity, and 2, because we wanted to make sure that we had a service for our citizens at Brownsville, of course, but for this basketball season time frame. If not, we would have been shipping or diverting people over to their facility. Our facility then would sit dormant for this basketball season, and we didn't feel that would be the best route for us to serve our community and utilize that facility to serve the community, Brownsville.
Any other concerns? Comments? You ready for action? Item 12C. What is your pleasure?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the MOU for youth basketball, youth sports at Browns Mill Rec Center.
Second.
Oh, is there a correction of MOA versus MOU?
Sorry, it says MOU.
It does say MOU.
It's MOA.
MOA.
So it's
only.
type.
All right. To make a motion to approve the MOA for youth basketball, youth sports at Browns Mill Rec.
Second.
Been properly moved in second to approve item 12C. Ready for the vote?
Sir. Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposers, same sign. Unanimous, motion carries.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, if I can just have a moment. One, we will hope that some of you may volunteer, if time allows, to be a basketball coach or at least stop by and participate. And we also have our master planning public session at Browns Mill this Thursday at 6:30, and I would hope we can invite the public out to that, utilizing this forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, can we take one step backwards to ask a question about the department, or the DNR ordinance resolutions?
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
So I thought I read this wrong, but maybe I didn't. Just want to make sure the third whereas speaks to this supporting the U.S. Census. So maybe that's a typo.
I can make the correction, but it could be a typo because I template from what he gave me and mix them together. So it's possible.
All right.
I'll make sure it's correct before the mayor signs it.
But this doesn't change anything in terms of what we just voted on. Okay. All right, you clear? All right, thank you. Old business. And I'm going to have to sidestep on old business. There were two other items on the first agenda that came out for consideration on the old business. Were they removed for a reason?
They were removed because they weren't ready yet for readings. They had a couple of changes that need to be made. And since our planning and zoning director is out on paternity leave right now, we're going to wait until he comes back.
You say maternity?
Paternity.
Paternity leave. He, I said paternity.
Yeah.
I did say it correctly.
Yes, it's correct. Paternity.
Paternity leave. He's
man.
the father, yes. So, like,
That's
Mark.
cool, though. I think.
But yes, Chris Willer, son, was born on Friday. So congratulations to them.
Congratulations to him.
That's good.
And I know I should have taken care of that when we approved the agenda, but I just saw that. Okay, thank you. And the only item we have on the old business is 13A, floodplain insurance ordinance, second read. Mr. Joyner, are you ready?
Yeah, just excuse me. Just coming back. This was just a second read for the floodplain ordinance that was with the approved wording from FEMA in order to restore all of our residents here in the city of Stonecrest so that they can get floodplain insurance under the federal plan.
I understand this was done in 2018, but something fell off for
Yeah,
the...
yes. So what happened was last year when it was approved, we had just used the verbiage that was from the ordinance from DeKalb County. FEMA had some updated wording within the ordinance itself that we needed to reflect in order for our ordinance to be valid.
Now that's done and we won't have to go through this again?
Correct.
Oh, it's not an annual.
Oh, I don't believe it's annual. The issue was that the wording was incorrect in what was passed last year, and so they had the updated wording. We've included it here in this resolution so that now it is now valid for the city of Stonecrest.
Okay. And it was alleged that some people insurance was about to be canceled, had been canceled, and we fixed.
Correct.
all that.
And so I followed back up with FEMA, and so they're like, once we submit this information after this gets approved, we'll all of our folks here in the city of Stonecrest will be restored and taken care of.
What I'm really asking is there anything we need to do as a city to make sure that we get the word out and fix it such that they're not threatened with losing their insurance, their flood insurance?
Yeah, correct. Right now, our first order of business is getting this to the FEMA so that they can then insert our information and say that our insurance is now in place. They should get in contact with the insurance companies that were issuing these policies. But I'll make a note of that and follow back up with them as well. Okay.
That's what I'm about to say. Let's please follow up. Good. And one other thing that happened at the last meeting in reference to this item, it was stated that we had to wait about 60 days before we could hear the second read and check in the charter. That was corrected. It was between 24 hours and 60 days. So we're okay to go ahead and act on this at this meeting. Okay. Any other comments or questions? Reference to the floodplain insurance ordinance. Okay, Mr. Attorney, do we have to just hear the second read and then go into approval, or we just approve it from here?
Done your second reading, so now the microphone, Ms. Megan's gonna kill me. You've heard the second read at this point, so now you can entertain a motion to approve it.
Hey, council, haven't heard the second reading. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion that we accept the floodplain insurance ordinance.
Second?
It's been properly moved in second that we accept the floodplain insurance ordinance, second read. On the second read, are you prepared for the vote?
Sure.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposers, same sign. Vote is unanimous. Next is the executive session. I've been alerted that there are 3 concerns that should be entertained in executive session, and that is for personnel, litigation, and real estate.
Need a motion?
All right, I need a motion to suspend the regular meeting and go into executive session.
I move that we suspend the regular council meeting and move into executive session for real estate matters, litigation, and personnel.
It's been properly moved to
Second. I mean,
It's been properly moved and second that we suspend the regular meeting and go into executive session for a real estate, litigation, and personnel matters. Are you prepared to vote?
Sir?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Motion carries. We are
Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion we come out of executive session.
Second?
been properly moved and second that we come out of executive session. Ready to vote?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposers, nay. Unanimous. Okay. You're now back into your regular council meeting. And the next thing on the agenda, if I can find it, is going to be city manager's comments.
I don't have anything, sir.
No comments. City attorney's comments.
None this evening, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Let's start with Ms. Cobble.
I'm good.
I would like to indulge you guys for about 20 minutes.
All right.
What? I can't do 20 minutes?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm with you.
The 2 people I wanted to address are not here, and both, one was Dr. Hall, and I would love for the city of Stonecrest to be involved in the golf tournament at Stone Mountain, if we can look into that, particularly as a city. Also, to Sean DePalma, I would like to say that I would be more than happy to participate in the coaching at Browns Mill Park as much as time would allow. That's it.
All right.
I heard a down here.
Yes. One other comment from City Clerk.
Ooh, that's why.
We will have advanced voting at Stonecrest Library for District 5. And when I get the details of the times and dates, I will send them out to the council.
Good. Advanced voting for District 5 runoff.
Yes, it'll be at Stonecrest Library. They'll have a precinct there or a polling place.
Excellent.
Yes. You can, other than Memorial Drive, yes.
Thank you. And again, you know me. Census. You'll all drafted to take part in advocating for the 2020 census. I threatened to read the 50 reasons why a couple of times, but instead of reading them off, on the back table, you'll find the sheet, all 50 reasons plus some. So please take a copy of that, and we're going to meet next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for 1 hour to plan for a census rally, which is going to take place on December 16 at the mall. It will involve DeKalb County and 2 other cities. I'm not sure which 2 other cities. I know Lithonia is one of them. So, folks, we're going to talk census until July of next year. So, get involved. Thank you. Move a motion for adjournment.
There we go.
Who made the motion? Who did the second?
I second.
Then probably moved in second to adjourn this meeting. You ready for the vote?
Sir.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Unanimous.